So, welcome to the Tenacious Baseball League version 2.0. I don't know if there'll be a 2.1. I don't know what 2.1 would be. But version 2, we'll say, the 2016 season. As you can see here are the standings. The game that we will be playing here tonight may not be what I would consider to be a marquee matchup based on what your typical thought process would be about the 2016 season, but at least for now, the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Oakland Athletics are tied for first along with the Yankees, and so they will be playing in this matchup. This is a day game on May 9th, 2016. Just to give you an idea of what is also going to be happening on May 9th, here are the other matchups for that day. Like I said, a day game is this one. Then you got the Mets and Tigers with game 2. If you are on Facebook and saw the post in the room, you saw the Mets beat the Tigers. I believe it was 9-0. Not only do they continue their offensive prowess, I think this is now, it's 2 games straight that they've shut out their opponent. So both Noah Syndergaard and Jacob deGrom both pitched very well in the last 2 games for them. So they will do kickoff game 2 of that series. I don't know, may play it tomorrow. I also have, I don't know what I'm going to be doing this weekend. I'll have to let you know. But then, so Marlins at Padres. The Padres 2-4, Marlins 3-3. Probably pretty close to where you might expect them to be. The Mets and Tigers also, well, the Tigers should be about 500, actually a little better than 500, so they're starting out a little slow. Yankees 4-2, Blue Jays 3-3, that's Pineda and Happ, and the Orioles and the Angels will round it out. All the last 4 are night games, so a couple things. I got a comment on my last video regarding the score sheets. Anybody who wants a score sheet, I will just throw it out there. I don't know if some people don't want to be a part of Facebook. No problem, I understand. If you don't, email me at this address, Tenacious, Tenacious, Strat. So one word, Tenacious Strat, S-T-R-A-T. TenaciousStrat at gmail.com, and just ask for my latest one and I'll give it to you. Actually, you could either specify if you want the one that has the defensive quadrant, is what I'm calling it. The one that I'm using right now, and at least for the time being, does not have that. Everything is going to be sort of to the left of the name. You can specify either one. I'll be more than happy to send you a PDF with that. It's 2 pages, so you can print them double-sided on the long edge, and it makes it really nice. The other thing is that if you are a member of the Facebook group and you are interested in this, just by all means go in there. I uploaded this one today. The other one was already in there that I have been using. So I'd like to try and share as best as possible. So yeah. So I think that just about does it as far as business before we get going here in the game. And my phone just about took a spill. Okay. So I'm going to stand up here and, like I said in the previous game broadcast, I have to start rolling the ballpark effects early because it's going to dictate whether or not I have a rain out or not. So I've decided this. I'm going to, doing the weather effects. If it's considered bad weather, so what I do is I roll the D20, but I'm also rolling a D6 along with it. If it's 1 or 2 and it's bad weather, rain out. If it's 3 through 6, no rain out. So that's how I'm going to do it, because you just have to be careful. It's tough. It's kind of tough to do that consistently for all the teams. So I thought about going with 1 instead of 1 and 2. I might go with 1. In this game, it didn't matter. It's average conditions. But I'm still kind of pondering this because I don't want to have it happen too often. But Alright, so I just got to organize my cards here in the right fashion. There we go. Okay. I like to have the home half over here on the right, the away half on the left, and that way I keep everything straight. So, average conditions here for a day game: 8s on the singles and 4s on the home run rolls. So it'll be Sonny Gray taking the mound for the Oakland Athletics. Early season surprise for them to be 4-2, but small sample size, anything can happen. Lineup for the Pirates: David Freese and, let me see, is there anybody else? I think David Freese, and Francisco Cervelli were both adjudged to be needing rest. Andrew McCutchen was also subject to that check, but he is not tired at all, so he was able to play. Josh Harrison leads off at second base, Jordy Mercer short, Matt Joyce in right field. Still filling in for Gregory Polanco. I have to judge his at bats. I have to keep an eye on that. We may have to use Sean Rodriguez a bit here. Andrew McCutchen in center. Actually, with the rest roll, this should get him some rest here and there. McCutchen in center, Starling Marte in left, John Jaso at first base, Jung Ho Kong at third. Chris Stewart is catching in place of Cervelli. And Garrett Cole on the mound in this game, facing Sonny Gray. Sonny Gray, it's kind of like what do you want to call it? It's not redundant, it's the other term. Sonny and Gray are sort of like opposites, if you're talking today. So, Sonny Gray, no decisions, 1.42 ERA. He had a pretty good first game. Garrett Cole, 2.57 ERA, 1-0 record. So, just wanted to get that out of the way. So here's Josh Harrison leading off against Gray. And, wow, injury rating for Sonny Gray is a 3, which means 610 is his injury roll. And the very first roll is the injury roll. 610 is a against a righty is a ballpark single, 1 to 8. And that will be a line out to short for the first out. But we have to see what's going to happen here with Sonny Gray. And according to my rules, he has to come out immediately. 1 or 2 would mean immediate, 3 or 4 at the end of the inning, 5 or 6 after the game. So 18 is, let's see, Sonny Gray, 22 starts. So that gets him to the maximum 30-game injury. 20 games is the 18 roll. So he is going to be coming out, and that frankly sucks. That changes things a lot. So we've got to take him out. But it sucks, but that's the way it goes. Now we have to decide. First off, let me see something here. So he is not a relief pitcher. So none of our starters that are rested are relief pitchers. So we have to check out Oakland's. So Axford and Hendricks were used last game. So everybody else is relatively. So we've got to find someone who's a longer reliever. Do they have anybody? Fernando Rodriguez. So that's what we're going to have to do. We can use a starter as a reliever, but I don't quite recall I can look it up here. I'm tempted to do it with Bassett because he's supposed to start a game. He's supposed to start the next game, but he hasn't started a game yet. But so pitcher endurance. Pitcher used as a starter. Okay. Pitcher does not have a ratings. Relief pitcher. He must pitch in relief. He's given a POW inning of 1. Maximum they can pitch without fatigue is 2. All right. So, or the maximum above their POW. We're going to go with Fernando Rodriguez. And got to check the. And he is a 6'12". Boy, this could be a mash unit here before long. Because 6'7" is going to come up here at some point. All right, so nothing else we can do about it. We just got to grind it out. Boy, he just takes the first pitch. Now, in this case, to use relief rated pitcher, I'm going to have to at this point. What I could do later on is I'm going to start with Rodriguez. I might decide to bring in Bassett, who is not reliever rated. Just a second. I have to. Where did I put? Oh, here they are. Put them in the wrong spot. So Bassett does not have a reliever rating, but we could use him as a reliever rating 1 and just assume that he's going to be potentially tired quickly. So Harrison out. Nobody on, 1 out. Here is Jordy Mercer. And this is going to be an interesting game. 5-7. If that had been a 6, I would have probably thrown the dice through the wall. Against a righty, 5-7 strikes him out. So with 2 outs, Matt Joyce, the lefty right fielder, comes to the plate. I didn't write down any of the averages. Pittsburgh. Joyce is batting .438. 7 hits and 16 at bat so far. 2 home runs, so we'll see if he can get another one here. .410 against a lefty. Ground ball to third. Got Yonder Alonso playing there in this game. .437. And a 4-13. He'll get to the play. He'll get to the ball. Let me see. Yes. And then 14 on the E. What did I say? 37? That could be a problem. 37 and 14. 2-base error. So Joyce gets on with an error on Yonder Alonso. So second base with Andrew McCutcheon at the plate. 2 outs. 2-11. Ground ball right back to Rodriguez. He throws to first, and that will be it for an interesting top of the first. No runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 left. So one of the pitfalls of the game is having injuries. I mean, I kind of, part of me likes it, part of me doesn't like that it extends. It makes things a bit more difficult. But then again, it tests your managerial chops. So let's. I'm going to stand up to the test here and make sure it works out right. So we'll see. Maybe Oakland can overcome this and actually get to 5-2 and be in first place after this game. We'll see. So Garrett Cole will face Billy Burns leading off. So the rest roles, Coco Chris played in center last game, and then right or not right. Third base, Danny Valencia. Both of them needed to rest. So it's Billy Burns in center, Josh Reddick in right field. Billy Butler will be at first. Yonder Alonso at third, taking the place of Valencia. Chris Davis in left. Marcus Semien, shortstop. Stephen Vogt, catching. Lowry at second base. And, well, it's going to be the pitcher spot, or Fernando Rodriguez, whoever. Garrett Cole is also a 6'10", injury guy here, so let's keep an eye on that. Against a lefty, 4'8", and that's a single to lead off for Burns. The injuries aren't the problem. It's just the way that they get implemented in this game isn't always as realistic as they could be. Athletics are going to hit and run here with Reddick. He's a B hit and run guy. But it's going to be 4-3 off the pitcher's card against the lefty. Fly ball to right field. X, right fielder. Joyce, 4-E2. 16. He gets to it. And then 13 on the E2. And he makes the play. 1 out. Burns scampers back to the bag at first. He's going to try to... Let's see. I haven't even calculated leads. Garrett Cole, not good at holding guys on. +5. I guess I didn't really need to worry about calculating for Sonny Gray. He's Fernando Rodriguez is -3. Vote is 0. So that's going to... So Burns definitely going to try and get a lead here this time. They tried to hit and run once. Didn't pan out. 2-6 would be a good lead. 1 means a potential pickoff. 1-14, he slides back safely. If that clears up, there you go. 1-14, he slides back safely, and he does. So no pickoff, but he doesn't get a good lead. Now with +5, and they're holding him. +5, -4. 1-15 chance. He's going to take off stealing without a good lead. 1-15. And he is successful. Have I made my score sheet available to the masses? If you watch the video at the beginning, you will find out. If you join Facebook, or if you are on Facebook and you join our Facebook group, Tabletop Baseball, I put that in there today, actually. This score sheet right here. So it's more than welcome for you guys to have at it. So Billy Butler, runner at second. 1 away. And that's a fly ball to center. McCutcheon has that in his sights, and he makes the play for the second out. Yonder Alonso. You might have to wait for someone to approve you to be in the group, but it won't take long. I won't be able to do it right now because I'm in the midst of this. But so Yonder Alonso, 267 average so far. But the lefty hoping to try and get Burns home. And there's 412 against a lefty, and he strikes him out. So no score for these 4-2 teams going to the second inning. You are welcome, Brent. I know that... I mean, at some point, if I get an entrepreneurial spirit about me, I might consider trying to put together a book and, figure out how to do that in a way. If I can make one of these that people really find their favorite, or something that seems like they'd be willing to pay a small premium to get a book. of good quality. I don't know. I'm not a businessman by trade, so I'm not usually looking to scrape together a buck for something. But then again, I don't know. 3-7, ground ball to second. So Lowry throws to first for the out. Then again, some people don't want the convenience of having something sent to them, and they're willing to pay a couple extra bucks for that. So I don't know. 2-7. That's a fly ball to Burns. Burns makes a beeline for it, and Jung Ho Kong. 2 outs. 3-10. Ballpark home run 1-4. Are we going to get a ballpark home run on the 1-4? If we get 5 ballpark rolls, we should get one of them. But it's not going to be this one. And Kong sees it die short of the fence. No runs, no hits, no errors. Thing is there are several books that are out there. Who is the guy who... What's the name of that? I think it's 1 for 5 is the name of the site. I've actually used their... They have a chart you can print off. I have used it. But they also... They'll actually create a book for... I think his name's Paul Dillon. He'll create a book for a project of yours if you give him sort of your specifications, again, for a premium, but he will do that for you. So, just a thought. Chris Davis against Cole, second inning, no score. 3-7. Well, that's going to be a walk. He will take a stroll down to first. Semien, Chris Davis, he can get a chance on occasion here. They aren't going to. They're not going to hold him on. He's not going to be going right yet. Here's Semien. 1-2 ballpark single 1-8. That would allow Chris Davis to get to second base, but that will be a line out to Mercer, and that is the first out. Not being held on, Chris Davis will try to get a lead here. He needs a 6. A 9 would have him thrown out at second base. It's an 8. So no good lead there. Now it'd be a 1-8 chance. You take the second number, +5, because Cole's not good at holding him on. With 2 outs, we might just do that. But Stephen Vogt, 6-4 against a lefty. Another ballpark single. If they get denied on this one again, then it's a 1-8. If they get denied on this, we might have to see it. There it is. 1-8, you get a 5, and that moves Davis up to second base. So that brings up Jed Lowry. Switch hitter. And the pitch. 6-6, batting from the left. And boy, he cranks that one into the corner. That will be a double. Taking it the other way. Into score will come Davis. Vogt, he's taking a good angle to third to see if he might try to come home. Only 1 out. They will put up the stop sign right now. And actually, with the pitcher coming, maybe they won't. What the heck. With the pitcher up, let's send him. So he was on first base, so not being held. That's a 12. 1 out, so stays at 12. Left field is Marte -4. 1-8 chance. 400. They are going to hold him. Never mind. We have the pitcher spot up, and That is a tough call. Rodriguez pitched well. He's pitched well, but we can kind of gob together this game. Let's gob it together. We're going to pinch hit. We're going to hold him at second. We're going to pinch hit with somebody here. And it can't be Crisp, and it can't be Valencia. You know what? Never mind. We're going to hit with Rodriguez and play it straight up. He's going to get another inning. So, we have the pitcher's hitting card here. You never know. You can get a good pitcher's card slot. It's not going to be off the pitcher's hitting card, but if you get a 4, 5, or 6, you never know. So here we go. Let's see what happens. Second and third, 1 out. Probably should have sent vote there, but 1 to 8 just doesn't sound like good odds. But 400 is not bad. Not good, but not bad. Here we go, and it's going to be off the hitter's card. So 1-9 is a strikeout. Put a little line here so we know that it's so. Rodriguez will pitch another inning. And so second and third, it'll be Billy Burns. And Reddick is next. They're going to face Burns. 2 outs. 2-2. And that is a clutch chance. And what that means is that converts from a single into a pop out to the second baseman, Josh Harrison, and that will end the inning. He's not a clutch hitter. Because he's not a clutch hitter, that would have been a single otherwise, but they do get 1 run. Probably should have sent vote. But them's the breaks. Tough choice. Theoretically, if I say I'm going to hold up vote, I can't really go back and forth if I'm a real manager. So there probably should be sort of a house rule that people make that say once you declare, you only have a split second to declare it, and so you have to sort of think things through ahead of time and know what you're going to do. I would say, generally speaking, if you have a catcher going home with 1 out on a double from first, you're probably going to stop him. Just that's almost human nature. You're thinking to yourself, man, he's just not very fast. So Rodriguez in his, this is his 6th out coming up here, you would think. Against a righty, 4-8, strikes him out. So now is when we can start counting his rest. Garrett Cole and a 6'11". Rodriguez is 6'7", and I just completely made a mockery of that. All right, 6'11" against a righty. Ground ball back to Rodriguez, 4-0. You're hoping for a good roll. Oh, and it's not a good roll on the D20. That's a single. Garrett Cole reaches as swing and bunt, and Rodriguez can't field that properly. So, Cole at first, Josh Harrison. And a 1 on the D20 means potential wild pitch would move Cole to second. 1-11 is Rodriguez's wild pitch, and that is going to get away from vote. So, the bat continues. Still at second. Harrison still at the plate. And a 4-7 against a righty. Another strikeout. So 2 outs. Jordy Mercer. Another 1 on the D20. You might end up with another wild pitch here. 1-11. And it's a 20, so that will mean we don't need to roll the D20 again. So Mercer, 2 outs. Runner at second. 5-6 against a righty. A 1-3 would be a single. 15% chance at the runner moving to third and being first and third, 2 out. But it's a 15. That will be a line out to Semien. So the Pirates come up empty. They get a hit from the pitcher, but so the way we can think about this with Rodriguez is he can pitch one more inning before he is automatically fatigued. So he can pitch the fourth. And that is because we can I'll get the rule book out and we'll look at it here together. If you get out your trusty rule book, it says the maximum number of innings a reliever can pitch without fatigue is his POW inning plus 2. So Rodriguez is a 2. So that means you can add 2 to that. So it means he can pitch 4. He has pitched 1, 2, and 2/3. So the next one would be 3 2/3. And so you're going to get right to that edge. And we probably would be better off taking him out a little early than a little late. He's going to already be unavailable for the next game. So, of course, the other way to look at it is if he's going to be unavailable for the next game anyway, just let him go all the way to the edge of it. And anyway, Josh Reddick against Cole, bottom of the third, 1-0. A's on top, 5-9 against a lefty, and Cole strikes him out. Third strikeout for the Pittsburgh Hurler. Here is Billy Butler, 0 for 1 and a 3-6. Strikes him out 2 in a row. Over on Yonder Hill here, Yonder Alonso. And a line out to second ends the inning. 1-2-3 for Cole. So we're going to go to the fourth. Hi, Dave S. Hi, Matt 2112. Quick update here on the game. We're 3 innings in. First batter of the game, Sonny Gray, pulls something and had to come out immediately. So we are on Fernando Rodriguez's 3rd inning of work. Trying to come in here and pick up some, eat some innings, try to get, keep this going. They don't really have a starter reliever combo in the mix here, so they kind of have to patch it together here. It's 1-0 Athletics. Matt Joyce at the plate, reached on an error his last time. Facing Fernando Rodriguez, he can go one more inning before he is, actually he can go 1.1 innings, 1 1/3 innings more before he's automatically fatigued. He is not in danger of being fatigued at the moment, even though he is past his 2 spot. So 2-10, 1-11 would be a single. And that's going to be a ground ball to first. Boy, the Athletics get a break there. 1 out. Andrew McCutcheon. 2-6. That's a fly ball to Burns. Smithers, I'll catch that one. Starling Marte. Talking baseball. Anyway. 5-12 against a righty. Ground ball to second. And that is Jed Lowry, a 4E12. 4 and 6. Always, the chart is always on the wrong side, correct? That's a single. And then a single 1 in a rare play. Let's see. No runner on first base, just a single. Marte, so -3 for Rodriguez means that with him being held, it would be a 1 to 14 chance. Still going to try to get a lead here. I want to try and get this base runner to second. 8 means no good lead, and you want to take a 1 to 10 chance on this. We'll go ahead and let Jaso swing away. He can change it. He can make it happen with one swing of the bat here. 2-9, and that's a fly ball to right. It's deep, but not deep enough. Reddick gets that. And so we are going to the bottom of the fourth with a 1-0 Oakland lead here at the Coliseum. Told you, 2 rolls. Oh, you're Matt. Oh, nice. That helps to connect the dots. Nice. So, sweet. Now, I will say, I am not a huge Rush fan. I definitely like Rush. I am a huge Steely Dan fan. That is my band. So, that's the ticket for me. And Rush falls into that. The thing is Rush doesn't do much improvisation. That's sort of I like the jazzy aspects of Steely Dan and their live performances, being able to pull out gold like that. I don't consider, mostly from what I've seen live footage of Rush, they pretty much do it exactly like the album, which is cool in itself for a 3-piece band. But anyway, Chris Davis against Cole. Against a righty, single on the 6-6. So, ooh, I caught it, did I? I did. Woohoo! It almost fell off the table. So Davis is not likely to steal here with nobody out. Semien at the plate. 6-11. 6-10 would be the one for Cole. That's what it was for Gray. Against a righty, 6-11. Ground ball to first. Jaso, 4-E10. 4-14. That shouldn't be a problem. It's the 12 on the E10. And that is not a problem. So let me double check. 4-14, yes. Oh, well, with a runner on, we have to get the actual thing. So 14 on a 4. They were not I was going to say they were not holding Davis on. So that's a G2. Here you go. 14. 4 is G2, which is a fielder's choice. And this was to first base, so it was 3-6. They can't turn double play. Grateful Dead for improv. Yeah, that's funny. I've never been much of a jam band guy. I guess in my mind, when you go to jam band, you go to rather simple chord structure that makes it easier to improvise. Whereas what I like is harmonically complex music where you really need to have jazz chops or maybe a classical background or something like that, where you modes and things like that to be able to really like fit some interesting runs and what do you want to call it? Some different melody lines, things like that. Double stops, all sorts of things that you can do with that. So Stephen Vogt with Semien at first and 1 out. Semien, let's see. They will have to hold him on here. And tell you what, with Vogt, they're going to hit and run. Be hit and run, they'll give it a shot here with 1 out. 6-5, so it goes off the pitcher's card against a lefty. And let's see, the double would be a double 2-star here, or no, a double 3-star. And that is exactly what it is, a double. That's going to score Semyon from first. 2-0 Athletics. Vote with the 2. Let me just double check this. Yeah, that's the only one you adjust is singles or doubles. Double, any double becomes a double with 3 stars. So Semyon scores 2-0. Jed Lowry, runner at second. Lefty, hold on. So it's a ground ball to short X here. And not to run down anybody's music per se. I mean, I used to be much more of a music snob than what I am now. But let's see. Shortstop is Mercer. 3E10. Vote would not be held on, so it's still going to say 3E10. 3 and 2 is a single. And then 11 shouldn't be a problem on the E10. No, but that is a single, 2 stars. Another run comes home, and the Pirates are a bit snake-bitten here. Things not quite going their way, and it's going to bring up Rodriguez, and I think this will be the point when we bid him adieu. So, bottom of the 4th, they will go to Tyler Ladendorf. .14 runner. So Lowry at first. Runner is not a good runner at all. Could have used Rodriguez to bunt here, I guess, but we will go ahead and let Ladendorf swing away. 5-9 against a righty. Fly ball to right. That will be out number 2. And Billy Burns now. Two on the D20. We have to check, see if it's balk or passed ball. Balk. Garrett Cole is a 1-3 balk guy. No balk, so we will go back to roll it again. Billy Burns. And 1-6 ground ball back to Cole. And Cole converts that for the 3rd out. Well, they pick up 2 runs. Let's see. Blue Jay game on TV. It's kind of look behind. Oh, I've seen. Oh yeah. And now that they've kind of semi-retired, definitely, I think we see more of him. Yeah, that was great during the playoffs. It was awesome. I think one of the things I like about him, so the guys in that band, is that they're sort of like, I mean, they're conservative-ish. I mean, I think they definitely have their causes, but their music isn't necessarily. Oh well, we can't do Rodriguez. It isn't necessarily. You know, if you listen to Neil Peart's lyrics, definitely not a whole lot of. I don't know. Anyway, it's just interesting. They're sort of like they're a bit anti-big government in a way, but I don't think they're completely like this. So let's see. We're going to go with... Get Liam Hendriks a couple innings here. He went 1 inning in the last game. So we got to keep that in mind. He's going to be unavailable too. And I don't recall. Another 6'10" guy. So we're in the 5th here. Liam Hendriks coming in to pitch. He'll pitch to Kong, Stewart, and Cole. Yeah, I mean, they're you know, somewhat science fiction-y lyrics. They're not like, I mean, there's a strikeout against Kong, first batter for Hendriks. He's out. Just a lot of you know they're in somewhat, I'd say maybe somewhat psychedelic lyrics in a way. I mean they're pretty. So a 1 is a double, 2 through 20 single for Stewart. That'll be a single. Cole hasn't pitched a bad game. It's a bit early to take him out here. Not much of a bunter. Going to go ahead and let him swing away here. 5-7 against a righty, and he strikes out. I don't know how to describe their stuff. It's sort of... It's good. How about that? It's good. 1-6. And a fly ball to center. It's just different. I mean, I listen to, like, Steely Dan's lyrics are very... I will say that's something about Rush, is that they're story-like. They are very, you know, just... They tell a story. Sometimes I feel like Steely Dan's lyrics are more cinematic. But, anyway... Is there any way to calculate pitch counts? The only way that the way you get a simulated pitch count is through Strat PC. They simulate it. I don't know of any way to do that in the game. Something that definitely has crossed my mind a time or two, but what I tend to do is, what would I say? I would say you should multiply the pitchers, the start. This is just something that's occurring to me now, whether or not it's valid or not. But you could probably do it this way. Take the starter, like the starter number. I would multiply that by 4, and that kind of gives you an idea of where that pitcher's gonna start to, you know, sort of like the edge of his effectiveness. You know, so Cole has given up 3 runs, 6 times 4, 24. He's on his 19th batter. So if he goes, 25. If he gets 2 more innings out of this, that would be the 7th. He would have to go 3 and out both sets of batters. Possible. So that's one way. If a 7-inning pitcher, you could think 28 would be, and so you can start to get them, and it may be even more. You might even want to do 5. You know, that gets you 6. You know, 6 and 5 is 30. 7 and 5, 35. That's probably a little on the high side. When Strat PC does it, if you know your pitcher's getting up to 100 pitches by the 6th inning, basically, most times. Josh Reddick. I think it's just a function of batters being more patient nowadays. Line out to third base for the first out. What did I say? Line out to first? Line out to third base. Billy Butler, 0 for 2 so far. Against a righty, 5-2 strikes out. 2-3-4 hitters so far, 0 for 8. We'll see if Yonder Alonso can change that. Cole has had some good luck here. Again, that's a walk, so there goes that. So he's had some good luck here against, but this is where things have gotten a little iffy. Chris Davis has reached both times, and with Alonso at first, he's not. He'll try to get a lead here. Needs a 3. Doesn't get it. They're not holding him on. 1-11 means he gets second. You know what? Just going to let Chris Davis swing away here with a 3-run lead. Let's not try to get too cute. 6-12. Ooh, that's lucky we don't have a 1-rated injury guy. Against a righty, 6-12. Ground ball to Cole, 1E26. And he gets to the ball. How does he do playing the ball? A 6 on an E26. And he makes the play. I agree, Good hits it. So we're going to go to the 6th. Still 3-0 Athletics. Now what we're lining up for here with Hendricks going another inning. His spot's going to probably come up in the order next inning. You know, never know, but could go 3 and out here, or through 1, 2, 3. But definitely would like to get him another inning here. Again, we're just, once you get into this place where you lose a guy early, you're just into trying to get through the game without using up your entire bullpen. But you kind of have to in the case of the Athletics. They don't really have an out-and-out long reliever that can go 3 or more innings. Mercer, 4-10 against a righty. Fly ball to center. That's Burns. 2E8? No. 2E4. Let's see. The E4 and the 7 is the only thing that's in question here. E4 and 7. No issue. That will be an out. Matt Joyce, 0 for 2, reached on an air and grounded out to first. And he draws a walk, so they won't be holding Joyce on. Andrew McCutcheon, 6-3. They're definitely hoping for a double play ball, and guess what? That's exactly what they get. 5, 4, 3. Round the horn. Yonder Alonso starts that, and that will be it. No runs. Nobody left. Bottom of the 6th, and Cole is doing okay. They're going to keep him in there. Semyon, 4-11 against a righty. Ground ball to second base. Might have Hendricks pitch another inning. That's pushing it a bit. But vote. If they don't hit his spot in the lineup here, then we might just do it. 3-7. You need a 1-3 single. And that is a 15 line out to second base. Jed Lowry, 5-8 against a lefty, and he strikes him out. And this is the inning of weakness for Cole, and he gets 1, 2, 3 there. So, they do not get to Hendricks' spot. And they already used up Leidendorf, who... Now what they could do is they could go with Valencia now that's the 7th. Well, I don't know if they could do that, though. They really don't have a... Let me look at their... I gotta look at their cards. I'm still not... That was the thing, they used Leidendorf, and so now if you wanted this double switch here, you'd have to use someone who's playing out of position at second, because you'd want to do that with Lowry. Actually, what we could do... What is this, the 7th, 8th, 9th? You want Dole and Madsen for the 8th and 9th. So, what are you going to do? Let me see. Hold on a second.
I'll give you a forecast and you'll
help?
have to put on the proper attire. Snow
Help?
in the house.
What do you want? More SpongeBob?
Sunny and hot.
This one?
Well, aren't you the prepared fashionista? Great workload. See, Daisy,
It won't work.
those don't look like the proper
Go
rainy day
down.
clothes. These are all weather clothes. I don't need to change into no silly outfits. Oh, sorry.
Coming this June on Nick.
My son just started to download something, so it's probably gonna might impact the bandwidth. So I could do one of two things. I could go with Hendricks another inning, or I could see. The thing is, I'm going to be cooking my entire staff here if I do that. I know what I'm going to do. I feel like using Hendricks another inning is a little unrealistic, but what we can do is use Sean Doolittle for an inning. He hasn't pitched in a couple days. Is that correct? Yeah. And he's a one-inning pitcher, so it would be good to get him out of there right away anyway. And Doolittle injury is 6, so 6-7. So we'll just go ahead and we won't do the double switch. We'll just go straight up here and be Marte against the lefty Doolittle. .27, and he strikes out. 1 out. John Jaso. They're going to pinch hit for Jaso here. A little early to do it, but so he's going to pinch hit here. In the, what is this, the 7th inning? But they've got to kind of get something started here. And Jaso, not very good against lefty pitching. So here is Freeze. 211. Ballpark home run, 1-4. Not good chances. This is the second one. First one, the lottery didn't work. Will it work this time? And no, it doesn't. Fly ball to left field. That's 2 outs. Freeze is going to stay in and play first base here. So might as well just go ahead and do the adjustment there. So here is Kong. 2 outs against a righty, 5-7. A 1-2 would be a single. Not good chances. Oh, got a 4. That would have been a home run, but on the other roll. But that's a line out to third. Yonder Alonso gets it, and Doolittle pitches a good inning there. 7th inning stretch, 3-0 Athletics. Does anyone know what the extra player pack Strat offers? On the site, it doesn't really detail who is included. Is it players that didn't have a full season? The extra player pack is all of these players right here. So what I would suggest that you do is go to the Strat website, and under the tab at the top that says Connect, there is a selection that says Roster Sheet Archive. And what you can do is it'll give you could go into the baseball roster sheets, and it will give you all the seasons. And so this is the 2016 season. What it will show you. So in the regular pack, you get the mixed player group, which is this. These are a few players that went between the two teams. Then you get the additional players, which are all of these. There's 288. Now this isn't by no means all. There are a lot of non-carded players, and I've been using a couple of those here. None in the game right now, but for instance, I printed them all out for my league. Like here's Trevor Williams for the Pirates. You have to get those through the computer game. They do not sell those cards, but these are additional players. So like we saw Sean Doolittle, he is in these cards right here. And in this, they're classified pitchers. They have catchers, infielders, and outfielders. And it's the people that are it's the players that are just a sort of a, what do I want to say, a tier below the top 27. And sometimes in the top 27, they have to include someone to help round out a team that maybe shouldn't belong. But let's say you had a team that had 3 catchers or something like that, or 4. They had maybe even a 4-catcher rotation throughout the year. Then it kind of gets a little sketchy. So you have to. So let's see. The Pirates. Well, he's a 6-inning pitcher. He can go another inning. Cole can. His spot's coming up next time. So and Doolittle's spot is up. So we're gonna go back to the bench here, and it'll be Mark Canha. He's had a couple of nice home runs here in the first few games of the season, but his time is very quickly coming to an end. So Canna will lead off against Cole, coming in for Doolittle. Canna, 5'10" against a righty. Ground ball to short. Jordy Mercer, 3E10. And the 6th on E10. Got a lot of... haven't gotten as many. 10, 6. No error, so 6-3. Put out. 1 out. Put Canna back on the bench here. You're welcome. Doesn't the additional players pack contain players who were traded in season as well? It does. It does have some of those, Dave, and sometimes you have to make a decision what players you're going to use. Oh, sorry you had a bad day, Jeremy. Hi, Al, Red Sox fan. Probably where Lucas Duda is. I saw... yeah, that's definitely where Duda is. he is right there in the infielders. So let me see. What was I thinking about here? Hi, Steve. Now I'm trying to think. I was just trying to think of something here. Oh, well, we're gonna get Dole up in the bullpen for one thing. So anyway, 1 out. Billy Burns, he is 1 for 3. 2-12, and that's a foul out to first. Hi, Manuel. And Josh Reddick 0 for 3. But he gets a single. He's going to try to grab a lead on the 7. Gets a 9, so doesn't get a good lead out of it. With Billy Butler up, he's going to try to get the steal. Wait, they are holding him on. Never mind. He's not going to try to steal. Chances aren't very good. Billy Butler, 2 outs. 6-8 against a righty. Ground ball to short. All right. Hold on a second. I need to take care of something. Where's your remote? Where's your remote? It's down there on the floor. It's over there on the blanket. Give it here. You're done. You have to go to bed.
Why don't we wait until it comes out? Then we'll see what's really going on. See you tomorrow, Roberto.
Ciao, Bella.
All right. So Manuel, that is a 0. That is a no. They do not score. That is a runner hold, I believe. It's a hard. Think of the ground ball A as a sharp grounder, and so they don't really have time to do anything with it. They can't go home. They have the fielder has plenty of time to throw it home. It's gonna be Ryan Dole. So Chris Stewart will lead off against Dole. Top of the 8th. 6-8 against a righty, strikes him out. Garrett Cole will be pinch hit for with I'll go with Sean Rodriguez. How long does it take to learn the basic game well enough to know to go to the advanced game? Probably a couple weeks. I don't know. I mean, it's just a matter of mostly remembering which side of the cards you're looking on. I think is the thing that is toughest. Sean Rodriguez. I got to get going here, guys. Strikes out. Whoops. Wrong part of the card. 2 outs. Josh Harrison. I got to come upstairs. I got to go upstairs for a minute once this is over. 4-5 against a righty. Boy, that's going to be a base hit. Okay, I got to go. Oh, I'm back. It really sucks to have. Everything's fine. I just wish there weren't so many distractions and interruptions and everything. I feel like everybody gets time to themselves, except for certain people. Now I don't even remember what was happening. Oh, I drew that wrong in Harrison's spot. So Harrison is up here against Dole. Did he get a walk? No. I remember now. We got the 4-5. 1 to 13 is a single. 14 to 20 is a double. Single, because he's weak against a righty pitcher. So Harrison. So Dole is -3. Yeah, it's really, there's really not much more to it. See, the thing is, the Pirates are only 3 runs behind, but there's 2 outs. You try to roll Harrison for a lead, and he gets thrown out, then you end a potential inning. Mercer isn't really the greatest of hitters, though, either. 256 average, and he's definitely better against lefties. Let's be aggressive. We're going to try to get Harrison the lead here. 4 or 6. It's a 10, so that just ends that conversation altogether. Not a good lead, and you would lose a bunch. So they are holding Harrison on, though. So Jordy Mercer, 2 outs. 6-4 against a righty. Fly ball to center. That's Billy Burns, 2-4. 2 and 18, and then a 6 on the E4. Got a lot of those 6s. That is going to be the end of the inning, though. Advanced, I mean, it's funny. I have kind of forgotten some of the advanced stuff, because it's like you just try to pound so much super advanced into your head when you do this that you just start forgetting about it. But all right, you got to look up Pittsburgh's usage. They will go. They're going to go with. Let's see, it's lefty, righty, righty. They're going to go with Rob Scahill. Where did he end up? Let me look at his card. Milwaukee. He is a 6-12 guy. Cole went 7 innings. Pitched a pretty decent game, but his offense has been in the crapper, so to speak. So you're welcome, Steve. Sorry I don't have a little more information here right off the top of my head. I think it's the type of thing where you just you kind of start playing basic enough that you start feeling like, man, things are just a little too automatic, and the advance makes it a little less automatic. Scahill facing Yonder Alonso. 3-8. Ground ball to second base. And with 1 out, it'll be Chris Davis, 1 for 2. Also walked, and he has scored a run. 6-8 against a righty. Single. 2 for 3 on the day for Chris Davis. 1 out. He's going to try to get a lead here. Needs a 6. A 9 would... hold on. We got to see if this will clear up. There we go. Scahill -1. So -2. Well, that's... You know what? Well, it's because they're not holding him on. It'd be a 1 to 11 chance if he gets the 6. It's a 10, so he does not get a good lead. Semien at the plate. 6-5 against a righty and a walk. Scahill getting a little loose here. Vogt, runners at first and second with 1 out. 2-10, and he gets a double. That's going to score at least 1 run. Semien is speedy. Vogt is 3 for 4 on the day. A really nice game for him. Semien's going to go ahead and try for home. Not being held on makes him 1 to 15. 1 out. No ad. What was this? Oh, to left. So to left field, Marte is a -4 arm. So that makes it 1 to 11. He's still going to try. He's a little antsy. He wants to get there. And he does get there. Two RBIs on that for Vogt. 3 on the day. And it is now 5-0. Scahill is not tired yet, though. Lowry. (3-9) and a ground ball to short. We'll look the runner back. Be thrown out, and the pitcher spot up now. And it's not a save situation, so they will bring in a pinch hitter. It'll be Danny Valencia. It'll be Coco Crisp. I was considering letting the pitcher hit here just to give Dole another inning, but they're going to go with Madsen. Actually, they might go. Let me look. Who else is there? It's Madsen, Axford, and Zipchinski. I think we'll go with Madsen. Give him an inning. So it'll be Coco Crisp. It's the 8th. 5-0 runner at second, 2 outs. Scahill just trying to get out of this now. Coco Crisp. 5-5. Batting from the left side, and that's a fly ball to left field. And catching that will be Marte. That will end the inning, but they get another double of runs. And they probably won't need Scahill again unless they mount some kind of a comeback in the top of the 9th. They're going to bring in Madsen, the Athletics. Boy, what's up with the Athletics? They're feeling some mojo in this season so far, but I will say that having a different what was I going to say here? Having a different different grouping of teams changes things for sure. But I don't know. I don't think the AL West was that difficult, but I don't know. Maybe as they lose some players through the season, the A's will start to look a little worse. Matt Joyce against Madsen. Who do they have on their bench here? Cervelli Figueroa. They don't really have anything to use here of any import. So Matt Joyce, 2-8, and he strikes out. Start the ninth. I'm guessing Francisco Rodriguez will be given the win in this game if they can close it out here. Andrew McCutchen, 2-9, another strikeout for Madsen. And thanks for that, Dave. I think you're talking about sending Semien from third. Starling Marte, last chance. 1-5, and well, this game isn't over yet. 1-10, a triple. And that is exactly what Marte gets, is a triple. So, David Freese, 0 for 1. Can they inch back into this? Keep this game alive. Madsen not in a closer role right now. And we have to re-roll this guy because it's leaning somehow. This was not any effect. 4-10 against a righty, ground ball to short. That'll be Semien, 3-E22. Ball game could be over. And I believe that it is 13 on an E22. And this ball game is over. Semien throws to first, and the Athletics run their record to 5-2 with a 5-0 victory, shutting out the Pittsburgh Pirates. I will say, I kind of wonder if Sonny Gray had gone the whole game, if this would have ended up the way it had. Because Fernando Rodriguez, I mean, he's a 4.20 ERA. He just the Pirates got some really poor luck in this game, I would say. That's most of it. Poor luck. I mean, the Athletics got the worst luck of all in that they lost their starter in the first at bat. But after all that's said, you know, they are able to get through this and, you know, patch together, band-aid together a shutout. So kudos to them. I guess kudos to their manager, maybe. I'll try and keep myself from getting a sore shoulder from patting myself on the back here while I'm trying to put things back away. Let me see. So a 20-game injury for Sonny Gray. He's going to be gone for a while. But that's okay. I'll talk through this here for a second. I gotta move some charts and get my book out here. So this is exactly why I have these charts handy. I went through the time to put together these documents here. So now the other thing I should have done was probably put a list of how many games each of these guys started. But so you're going to lose Sonny Gray. Now he's available the whole season, but we're going to lose him for 4 starts essentially. But you come down here to starting pitcher, you got Jesse Hahn over here on the right side. These are people that are available all season. You have Hahn, you have Andrew Triggs, who gets more starts at the end of the season, and he gets a couple. Actually, he doesn't really get. He gets some at the end. You got Jesse Hahn coming in Series 4, so this may be where Hahn begins. But see, I have him coming in for Bassett. Bassett has yet to start. He's going to start next game. I have to see how many games he's going to get. But we also have Zach Neal available, if you can see that down here at the bottom of the page. Zach Neal up through Series 4. So I might use him because obviously Chris Bassett is only for a short period. I'm going to give him the 1 start and be done. You have Detweiler and Cotton at the end of the year. We also have Dylan Overton and Raul Alcantara. So that's kind of the way that. So this is what I'm doing in between games a lot of times, is trying to discern how best to, tweak the rosters. So for instance, another thing is San Diego. We got past the point where Corey Spangenberg is able to play anymore, so he is coming out. He has come out. Bringing up Juan Perella, who it's either Juan or Jose. It might be Jose Perella. Might be his name. He will, and it's right now. Jamal Weeks is also out. Jamal Weeks is supposed to be the guy that comes in. He's out for a couple games, so once he comes back, he'll be playing second mostly. But see, these are the kinds of things that I'm trying to do in the interim as I go from game to game and series to series to just. I'm hoping to try and keep the, continuity and the veracity, if you will, of the simulation here in order, so that I don't have a bunch of guys playing that shouldn't be, had no chance of being around there. So, anyway, real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A 5-hitter for the Athletics. Not too shabby. They did get concede an error, but didn't hurt them. And were there any errors for the Pirates? I don't think so. How many hits? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 hits for the Athletics. So, let me turn this around and we will close it out here. Thanks for watching, those of you who are sticking around till the bitter end. It's nice to see Tabletop Earl get back to the Koufax replay. He has finished out his League of Domination. I believe. I'm pretty sure I saw that. I didn't get a chance to watch the video, but I'm pretty certain that he has. So that gave him... See, this is where... Whoops. That's fun. I'm going to bust this phone one of these times doing that. So this History Maker baseball stuff and the Phillies replay stuff, that's something that it concerns me, is like, I'm afraid of jumping from one thing to another and then getting out of the flow. And so, yeah. So Dave S. says the Pirates couldn't string together hits. That's exactly right. Every hit was in its own inning. And so, even the Marte triple was with 2 outs. So it's tough to score a run when you can't get leadoff hits. And they, let's see, I think all but 2 of their base runners came with 2 outs, maybe 3. It doesn't matter. I mean, they never had a leadoff base runner, which makes it really a chore to. And I mean, with the wind blowing in here at Oakland, not a day for the ballpark home runs, which may have benefited it certainly would have benefited the Athletics in this game for sure. I think it would benefit them in most games, because I think they're more of a team that's going to whack the ball around the infield and try and. So I mean, these are the kind of games for Oakland that I was expecting from the Royals in the 2015 TBL, and it took them a while to get going with that. It seems like the Athletics are kind of working that out on their own here. So, all right, I'm going to sign out. Like I said, anybody who wants score sheets, look in the Facebook group, Tabletop Baseball. They're up there. Or email me, tenaciousstrat at gmail.com. Tenaciousstrat, one word, at gmail.com. And I would love to send you one. And, maybe down the road we'll look at maybe thinking about some kind of a product or something, if that seems to have any kind of market around, but we'll see. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Oakland wins 5-0, shuts out the Pirates. Pirates dropped to 4-3 after starting 4-0. They lost 3 in a row, and tough breaks for them. Good night, Dave S., and good night, all of you who are still hanging around here. Strat on, everybody, and have a great one.